What's happening? Green Hill Radio, New World Order News. Welcome to your news recap. Being a little quiet, I guess, early in the morning. Just kinda got up, went to check the group. Been meaning to make a normal news recap for a while now. But got this news recap. Bit different than the usual news recap. Simply because things have changed. What has changed, you might ask? Well, I would say, I'm gonna take some screenshots unless I want to put people's names in this. Whatever, I decided to say fuck it. But what I was going to show you was my notifications, which is full of the past couple of weeks, notifications from conversations.
Welcome to the Andre's Chinese restaurant and animal shelter. I'm Chinese. Look at my eyes. Whoa. It's 2025, and a black man can be Chinese now. You ain't never seen a black man in China? What that mean by? Y'all niggas racist. I'm in charge of the food, and he in charge of the animal shelter.
We had a restaurant in Wuhan in 2019. We had the Wuhan special, avocado bun.
We the first Chinese restaurant that's MSG and tariff-free. We outsource all of our inventory locally.
And your name is lunch special, medium rare.
Authentic Chinese cuisine, egg rolls, sushi, hibachi, sesame chicken, teriyaki duck, barbecue dog lip. We got breakfast, lunch, dinner. If you serve in your country, you get a discount. We ain't talking about military, we talking about gangs and fat ass. Yeah, the triads and the Yakuza get a discount here, cause we fuck with that gang shit.
The only way, dude, it would have been just a little bit more funny if it was clearly a fucking restaurant from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, just because he's already got this graphics.
They making tongue to some young guy and they making nice. We don't do no refunds. Get your food and leave the gratuity. You're lucky I don't chop your fingers off, because I'm Chinese. We got Asian delivery drivers, half of them make. Our delivery drivers are Yakuza members, so make sure you take care of that gratuity and do it right.
470 is 14% tip. I would take this as great dishonor.
Them up got calculators in their head. They do that math quick as hell.
Price just doubled. And give me your watch.
Yeah, you want to come in here 1 minute before the lunch special and think that you going to get the damn lunch special. Ain't no more lunch special. The only music that we play is City Pop and Wu-Tang. Bye. Hey, Ping, get your ass out there and work that register.
He's calling me Ping. My name's Mike.
You better be using that accent, too.
He pays me extra if I do the accent. Oh. I met DeAndre 3 years ago when I was following around my store. Yeah, it turns out he was a wholesaler. He gets me great deals on fresh produce. I'm pretty sure he stole them. I said I have to go into business with this guy.
Get your Chinese ass out there.
I'm not even Chinese. I'm fucking Korean. There's nothing Chinese about this restaurant except the dogs.
Bring your ass here, Fido.
So that's the China report there. But yeah, notifications over the past couple of weeks, conversations. I got some big enchiladas coming up, so I have a lot of miscellaneous stuff in my watch later. Here's your TV guide for YouTube. You want to skip all the scrolling and find the good stuff. I've done it for you. Conversations over the past couple of weeks. You might remember in previous Green Hill Radio news recaps, ever since the Epstein debacle, me talking about how in the weeks following Trump's fuck up there in his meeting, are you still talking about this Epstein guy? Fuck up. There was what I experienced in live chats. Like I would be in other YouTubers' live chats with thousands of people, and like every once in a while, I think I only ever made one like screen recorder video of that a long time ago. It's kind of funny to like screen record somebody else's live stream to show how you like, because I've done it multiple times where I'll go into somebody's like it's just a thing for me now where it's like a given, where it's like, all right, I'm gonna the libs are so easy, the sleepers are so easy, I'm just gonna go into this live stream like a fucking nuclear weapon. I'm just gonna go into this live stream's chat and own the shit out of all the libs to the point where they're silenced. And as long as the chat's not moving super duper fast as to the point where hardly anybody's even really reading it, like you gotta be able to like kind of dominate the chat a little bit. But like I've just noticed this shit where it's like, wow, really that easy, huh? You know, so there are just like very early on, I was one of the first people that I, you know, so I'm pretty aware of the trends online. So I was one of the first people to point out, hey, you know, like I was telling libs about AOC coming on the scene before they even knew who she was. I was talking to libs and I was like, yeah, AOC's coming. She's gonna be your new darling. This is like 2018, 2019. Nobody knows who the fuck she is. I'm like, get ready for stupid to be your fucking mascot. So, like very early on, before it had become a popular meme. Oh, wow, I just realized that. That's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. It was like 4 or 5 years ago now. It was a long time ago now that politically, news cycle-wise, Green Hill Radio, New World Order News, ahead of the curb. Fucking me pointing out in all kinds of different memes and posts the fucking libtards with a bunch of socialists in their party have the nerve to call us Nazis. They call us fascists as like a replacement for Nazi. You know, when they call you a fascist, what they mean is a Nazi. They don't realize Hitler was a socialist. It was Italy that was fascist and Russia that was communist. They don't know the basic, like, sides of World War II. They probably think Japan has a king and fucking Britain has a chancellor. And they just know Hitler is the bad mustache man. And they don't even know who Stalin is. Right? Like, I mean, like, but yeah, you know, it's crazy. That's crazy that I just like, you know, waking up in the morning, getting my caffeine in me, had this aha moment. Because, you know, this is what happens too. I got a clip here that's ancient of Alex Jones. This is of Alex Jones talking about Israel and basically like the same kind of shit that's going on today. And hold on a sec. But Alex Jones talking about Israel basically strong-arming us into all kinds of bullshit. In fact, if I can find this fucking clip, I mean, we'll scroll to it eventually, probably. But so he gets flack all the time from certain crowds of people. Oh, you're covering up for Israel. You're covering up for Israel. I think it's I think it's simpler than the elaborate Alex Jones's controlled opposition by the Zionist conspiracy that a lot of people seem to have. Because he already talked about all this shit like years ago. So it's kind of like the same thing as me sitting here for like years calling out the Democrats for being socialists and calling us Nazis. And then kind of moving on from that, because it's like, all right, how many times am I going to say this, right? You know, got other stuff going on, other ideas and things. So I stopped doing it, move on to other shit, kind of forget about it politically. And then years fucking later, people start making all these memes where it's fucking comparing the Democrats to the Nazis. I think I even saw a Prager University video that was comparing the Democrats to the Nazis. Explaining the whole thing on a deeper, more researched level, but just on a level. And I don't care, alright, United Socialists, Soviet Republics, Fabian Socialists over in Britain, National Socialists over in London. I don't care about splitting the hairs of socialism, alright? Democrats, you wanted to be politically a fucking dick for ages, so we're gonna kick you in the nuts with this one. Is what I was saying back then. Don't try to split socialist hairs with me, asshole. You're a socialist. You're the thing that never fucking works and results in the deaths of millions of people every time it's instituted on a public level, on a national level. You dumb motherfucker. Calling me the thing that you are. So I'm calling this like the political point of no return. I've been thinking about this video for a while now, and I'm like, I don't know what it is. It's in the ether, it's in the air, it's in the universe, or whatever. Canadian prepper over there making a video talking about how we've gone past the point of no return. And I'm like, took the words right out of my mouth. But we really have. So I think it's this kind of a case where, you know, Alex is talking about Israel in these old clips, and he's moved on from it, and they weren't the main issue that he was seeing a lot, so he didn't talk about them too often. And so, just like you get all these people who believe mainstream media nonsense, that he said anything about Sandy Hook, people that weren't watching that day. See, that's like the key thing, and it makes it feel it is kind of crazy the way the mainstream media gaslights everybody. Because now you live in this world where half the population lives in a different fucking reality. I've explained the truth about the Sandy Hook situation enough times in enough fucking videos. If you haven't caught on to that yet in 2026, whatever. And see, here we are. Oh, why are you covering up the this and the that? Why aren't you talking about? Because I've already talked about it a shit ton of times. Here is the other fucking, and I was explaining it perfectly, boiled down to a few sentences over and over again, and I'm sitting there watching Alex deliver these chopped up explanations of what happens, and I'm like, man, Alex, just say it like this. And then you had this one resurface, and all the libtards and mainstream media morons. Again, I was watching the day this report happened. This was a fucking joke video where one of Alex Jones' reporters was making the point that you could literally be an ISIS terrorist in full uniform and just walk across the border with a severed head. And the mainstream media spins it like, oh, he's trying to lie to people and tell them that there's ISIS at the border. No, that's a white guy. That's one of his fucking reporters. Like this is the gaslighting level. Oh, fucking, and we technically kind of lost too. We technically kind of lost too to the New World Order scum. We allowed free speech systems, Infowars.com, to be taken away from Alex Jones because he merely questioned the events of an official narrative, or he questioned the official narrative of an event. Setting the insanely dangerous precedent that you can be, so now everybody is in danger because we allowed this to happen. Everyone is in danger because we allowed this to happen. People did not flip the fuck out enough because of Alex Jones' court thing. And you can say he's controlled opposition or whatever fucking shit you want to say. If he's controlled opposition, maybe it would have taken more people flipping out. Who knows? But now everybody's in danger. Truth Stream Media is in danger. Their documentaries, Aaron and Melissa Dyke's documentaries on the people downwind from the nuclear tests, the fact that they have videos talking about the Navy figuring out the purple code from the Japanese Navy, exposing the, and so this is just common knowledge. A lot of people know that Pearl Harbor was a false flag. A lot of people know it's declassified now that the Gulf of Tonkin was a false flag, and we tricked our way into that Vietnam. The Lusitania. We do this over and over again. But so the point is now, we allowed the New World Order scum to get away with either legitimately suing Alex Jones and taking his company away, or illegitimately having a play fight with one of their controlled opposition proxy forces in the public square that sets the precedent for future New World Order attacks. However the fuck you want to put it. Regardless, everyone is in danger now. I got the 9/11 in plain sight documentary posted here. That guy's in danger. Questioning 9/11? You know? So every comedian who ever made a stand-up routine where they questioned 9/11 in a joke format. Oh, well, you know what? That's a joke format. But the dozens upon dozens upon dozens of documentaries out there illustrating in great detail the false flag attack that was 9/11, in danger now. That's the precedent that's been set.
This was a false flag operation.
You're in danger.
He had took statements in the days and the hours after 9/11. We've got expert testimony. I've got just observations by physicists, by chemists, etc.
This was known as Building 7.
You're in danger.
And that is fresh video you're looking at of that coming down.
You know, again, they were able to get everybody out of that building before it collapsed. So I don't know whether it was accomplished by demolition experts.
You're in danger.
It happened as a consequence of what occurred earlier in September.
And I turned in time to see what looked like a skyscraper implosion.
You're in danger.
Demolition crew, the whole thing just collapsing down on itself, and another big, huge plume of gray and white smoke shooting up into the air.
For the third time today, it's reminiscent of those pictures we've all seen too much on television before when a building was deliberately destroyed by
You're in danger.
to knock it down.
Get it through your thick skull. People who don't fucking get it.
Telling me that they were not sure they were going to be able to contain the fire.
I'm going to remind you, every time somebody in this video alludes to the fact that 9/11 was an inside job, I'm going to repeat it. You're in danger.
We're going to bring more of those to you now. Barry Jennings, you're on the 8th floor. You work for the City Housing Department. Explain to me the moment of impact.
Well, me and Mr. Hesh, the Corporation Counsel, were on the 23rd floor. I told him we got to get out of here. We started walking down the stairs. We made it to the 8th floor. Big explosion.
You're in danger. Wake up. You're in danger.
Keep in mind now, it's pitch black in there. All the lights went out. So when the explosion happened, it blew
You're
us
in
back.
danger. Wake up.
I'm thinking I'm standing on the landing. I'm actually holding on to a pole above us.
Really?
And I had to climb back up because Hess is yelling, "What do we do now?" I said, "There's only one thing we can do, and it's go back up." So that's when we went back up to
Better
the
hope
floor.
there's no evidence
And I
of
turned
you
to Hess, I
questioning
said, "This is it. We're dead. We're not going to make it
the
out of
official
here."
narrative online. You might be in danger.
And I bust the window out. That's when this
Think.
gentleman here heard my cries for help. This gentleman right here, and he kept saying,
We're a
"Stand
step
by,
away
somebody's
from
coming to get
being
you."
Britain.
They couldn't get to us for an hour because they couldn't find us.
You thought
You
that
better
was
hold
it?
the line. You're in danger.
All this time I'm hearing explosions.
You're in danger.
And I'm thinking that maybe it's the buses around me that were on fire, the cars on fire. I don't see no, but I'm still hearing these explosions. When they finally got to us, and they took us down to what they called the lobby, because I asked them, I said, when we got down there, I said, "Where are we?" He said, "This was the lobby." And I said, "You got to be kidding me."
That's one point of no return, one Rubicon we've crossed, one line we've tripped over and fallen face first into the sand.
Seen this video or this picture?
But yeah, basically everyone,
Abolishing whiteness has never been more urgent.
hopefully that hits you. But so that's one line we've crossed. Point of no return. I think there's still time. We could still have a massive public uproar about it. I think like info warriors in general, I think it's kind of like, it's kind of like my group's membership too. Like it's a like almost every episode is necessary, and they're great episodes, but it's fucking almost 4 hours long, so it's kind of hard to keep up with. So I feel like the older listeners maybe might not be as engaged as the newer listeners. Like, my people go through a rosy period. The new guys are all green behind the ears. They're liking stuff. They're interacting with the group and shit. And then it kind of hits them. Oh, fuck. This is a lot. And some of them burn out. And I think Info Warriors are tired after 2 rotations of Trump here. Just going fucking all out. And then Trump stabbing us in the back. You know? So it's like, I don't know, just the energy doesn't seem to be there. Because it should be there. There should be a big uproar about this shit. It's probably one of the most dangerous court cases, precedences that we have reached in America in recent history that I can think of. I tried to warn you. Darth Vader's all the way down. It was funny too. Like, months and months later. I don't know if Alex Jones is aware of my group or not. If you've been paying attention to it, it sure seems like it. But it was kind of funny. I can imagine him having gotten this idea. This is another screen recorder video like this one is. But I'm just demonstrating the meme usage since the Epstein debacle in taking Alex Jones's Darth Vader metaphor to the furthest extent, where you have Netanyahu, Emperor Palpatine, and Trump, Darth Vader, and Trump has to throw Netanyahu down the reactor shaft, or we have to turn on him, you know. And so everybody is their own Darth Vader. Fucking, if Alex Jones doesn't throw Trump down the reactor shaft, then we have to throw Trump down Alex Jones down the reactor shaft. And the reality and truth of, because the truth is the truth. So if Alex Jones didn't throw Trump down the reactor shaft, and I didn't throw Alex Jones down the reactor shaft, then my members would throw me down the reactor shaft. So once you have this political fuck up at the top, it makes a cascading effect all the way down the chain of command. Fucks the whole fucking thing up. In short, basically. But still, pretty good video, ahead of its time. Go check it out. And then fucking Alex, like, says the whole thing and just kind of like wide-eyed blinks at the camera for a moment. I'm like, I can't believe it actually is like that. Here was the beginning. You know, what a lot of milquetoast MAGA doesn't get. Milquetoast MAGA is so fucking oblivious, some of these guys. They're like the equivalent of a dude on a battlefield stumbling around, aimlessly firing their weapon, and the enemy troops around them are getting hit with bullets and falling, but they don't realize it's because the Truth Movement sniper 100 yards away So they think they're like having these amazing victories and winning all these battles and crushing it, when really you're stumbling around the battlefield like a dumbass. You're lucky you haven't shot yourself in the foot yet. And you're like watching these other dudes get shot around you and like, wow, I'm really kicking ass. You're like Tom Hanks if he never saw the fucking plane fly by after the tank blew up. So they think they're this big ass force. And the Trump cultists, the ones who are diehard, even right now as he's fucking shit up terribly. That small percent, the 30% or whatever that's fucking left in his approval rating, unless you're watching CNN. You know, I guess CNN, what are you doing, CNN? You're saying that 100% of Trump's 30% leftover supporters support him? Is that what you're saying? Is that what it is? Being a half truthful over there? Anderson Crapper. But so they don't realize that, like, what put them over the top was the massive crowd of people that decided to support Trump, who came from the "they're all in on it, I will never vote" category, to make it short and sweet. So when Trump came out, first candidate, other than like Ron Paul, to talk about globalism and the New World Order and the Federal Reserve, and to go on Alex Jones' show in this historic episode, that was the signal to the truth movement. Not the Q-tard signal, where they're like, oh, dead Kennedy is going to give a speech, and I'm going to cash my XRP out any day now, years ago. And I'm liking that meme. What are you fucking Q goofballs going to do? Green Hill Radio existed before Q nonsense and motherfucking Trump himself. What are you going to do when Trump's gone? You're gonna like quadruple, double, 5-dimensional double D chess your way into being like, oh, you know what I mean? I mean, God forbid we get J.D. Vance, because that's what will happen. If we get Michael Aquino in there, from the Presidio, if we get Michael Aquino, or however the fuck you say his goofy eyebrow having ass's name in there, I swear to God, please no. Not J.D. Vance. He's too close to Trump. If we get, I just mean in proximity, not in any other way. Just the fact that he's spent so much time in a room talking to Trump, I guarantee you, if we get J.D. Vance, and if J.D. Vance wins, we're going to have to listen to another 8 years of fucking Q bullshit. Because I swear to God, they're going to mental gymnastics their way into fucking J.D. Vance's Trump's acolyte. And he's either using Trump's playbook or is in direct contact. And you know what I mean? It's going to turn into this kind of mental gymnastics. So we're going to have to listen to this fucking bullshit for another 8 years. Q nonsense. No offense to the Q people. I like so this kind of touches on the point of no return shit. It's kind of a different story why the video specifically has this title today. Point of no return. Q stuff's kind of different, I guess you could say. I don't know. That's what I assume is going to happen. Like Q nonsense will mental gymnastics its way into still existing for the next candidate. Like, it's got to keep going, I feel like is the thing, you know? They got to keep making new Q drops and da-da-da-da and all that. Those influencers who make money off their content. And, you know, normal bog standard truth movement type stuff, conspiracy theorist type stuff, up until more recently in our political history, has always been in the past, has always been focused on things in the past. So, you know, you'd have some guy talking about something that happened in the 60s, MK Ultra. So it's more of a historical thing to be a scholarly historical thing to be a conspiracy theorist. For the most part, if we look through what conspiracy theorists have talked about throughout history until relatively recently with Trump being that new JFK, where for the first time in our lives we had a guy and we were like, we're gonna fucking send this guy. And so, but Q nonsense is focused in the modern day current events and around Trump. Truth movement conspiracy theorists just work Trump into the model, basically. We have a model of the world, an understanding of the world through history, and we kind of work him into that model. So, when Trump leaves, it's the equivalent of defeating the New World Order for the Q movement. In the sense that the thing that your movement is based around is gone. When the truth movement, resistance, conspiracy theorists, whatever, defeats the New World Order, and the thing that our movement is based around is gone, then the current, shall we say, what's the word when fucking, the current locust, I don't know, struggling to turn that into, like a verb. But the current locust form fucking of conspiracy theorist, where we're very active and we're like swarming the New World Order right now, will return back to the previous kind where we're talking about things in the past. The present will become the past. We'll become historical scholars again, basically. So we'll still have our channels. It'll still be interesting. We'll still be talking about, you know, new details of 9/11 and Pearl Harbor and the Gulf of Tonkin and every other false flag. We'll still be discovering some fucking ancient diary of a Rothschild buried in a vault, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? We'll just become documenters of history at that point. So we have our off-ramp, you know, we're not really concerned about some kind of a like, you know, we got to keep the problem going so that we have something to do kind of fucking thing, like the ADL or whoever it was, the Southern Poverty Law Center, both of these fucking groups, you know, funding Nazis, funding neo-Nazi retards, so that they got something to play fight with and be like, look at the Nazi threat, we need more funding. Like that kind of shit. So, You know, that's not a trap I'm worried about the truth movement falling into. Now, so, point of no return, like the Epstein fuck-up, the war in Iran situation has really fractured the shit out of MAGA. Political point of no return. The war in Iran shit has fractured the shit out of MAGA, and it's fractured the shit out of the left, too. So I was gonna show you my notifications, but there's really no point. I can just describe it to you, like past couple of weeks. It's really heated up over the past couple of weeks. Worth of debates with random people in random comment sections. And I've pretty much just given up. Not because I'm losing. No. The opposite. Like, it is so fucked, dude. You can't tell who the fuck is who. I had a screenshot I deleted of, like, Carl Johnson with his head tilted standing in the middle of a big crowd of people all shooting each other. And you couldn't tell who was on whose side. Should have posted that. That's politics right now. Like, you literally, like every time I talk to somebody, I don't know how to describe it. Like, the Trump supporters, you gotta clarify everything. Like, the Trump supporters are so pissed about the ones, the milquetoast MAGA is different, you know? And you don't even, like, they don't even know what the fuck to do or say, right? They're in, like, a stun-locked period like they were directly after the Epstein debacle, where libs in these live chats were just going Trumpstein, 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 Trumpstein over and over again. And they didn't really know what to say. Like, what the fuck? It was a brand new thing that had happened that was like the first few days into it after the stupid ass fucking you're still talking about Epstein line. Trumpstein, Trumpstein. And none of them were politically armed enough to dismantle the shit out of these libtards saying that shit. So I'd come into the fucking chat like a bomb and blow them the fuck up and silence them all. But then I'd look around at the MAGA motherfuckers and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you fucking pussies? The fuck? You know, so everything's got like these levels of clarification, extra fucking levels of clarification all the time. Like, no, I'm MAGA. I'm just not stupid MAGA. That, because we can't let the, one point that somebody was making was that we can't yield, I think it was Nick Fuentes and that guy Andrew from the Crucible both made that point, that we can't yield political power to the left. But so our stream of fire is no longer concentrated. We've got to shit on the left still, but we've also got to push back on Trump doing dumb shit. We got to clarify, you know, you're still idiots. Fuck you. Shut the fuck up. Stupid. Screaming your little dumbass off at me about Epstein while you were silent for 4 years when Joe Biden was president. That's really all you got to say. That's like the most effective line to point out to the libtards when they start mouthing off about Epstein. Like, yeah, you're fucking welcome that you even know about it, you little dumbass. Did you spend the last fucking decade posting Epstein didn't kill himself memes? Was that you? No? Then shut the fuck up. It's so, because, you know, it's so dirty and weaselly of them. Because they don't give a fuck about that shit. These are the same fucking assholes that called it a conspiracy theory for years and sucked CNN's dick when CNN told me you're not allowed to read the WikiLeaks. Only us, the official source, are allowed to read the documents. Pieces of shit that sat there while pedophile Joe Biden was in office, saying fucking nothing. It's so despicable and disgusting. Once again, this is one of these dual things where it's like, you know, either Trump is totally innocent and we can follow the history of him being the FBI informant that fucking broke the Epstein story and got the investigation started. Or you can say he's in on it and we're using him as our prison bitch and he's strong-arming this whole system for us because we have him in this kind of a political trap. And at the end of the day, we have that political, physical capital of him being a business owner, and we can just say, yeah, well, we're not participating in any of your shit. You can't stop Nancy Pelosi from trading on the stock market. You liberals have nothing. When push comes to shove, libs never tell their politicians what they want. They get told what they want. And they never push back on it. If Joe Biden was president, the AI section of the Big Beautiful Bill would exist, and that fucking Truth Stream media, we're already living in an alien invasion documentary, would be 10 fucking times worse. The data centers. Regardless, so, you know, we gotta shit on them. We gotta shit on dumb shit Trump is doing. But yeah, you just point that out. You were fucking... That's another one, you know. Where immediately when that happened, that night, I went on a live stream and assessed the situation, combat evaluation on the InfoWar battlefield, made the correct assessment, stomped the shit out of thousands of liberals with it. Crunch, crunch. I'm stomping my feet now. Crunch, crunch. And then, because it was common sense and logic, everybody else followed suit. And over the course of about a week or two, the libs shut the fuck up. And you still see them saying that. And like, but nothing like the degree it was for the first couple of weeks. And you see like Milquetoast MAGA kind of shakily responding back. They don't really know how to respond. They're like the equivalent of George W. Bush supporters from back in the day. They're just like normal milquetoast Republicans that don't know any of this conspiracy theory shit. So they're like, you know, regular ground troops. They're like... Us truth movement conspiracy theorists might as well be Spartans to them. They're the regular Marines in Halo. We might as well be Spartans to them. They see us come by and stomp the shit out of 1,000 libs, and they're just like, what the fuck? Oh, oh, but so here we are, full on like point of no return, because there's this division because of Trump sucking Israel's dick and following the plan to topple 7 countries in 5 years, ending with Iran. We have to criticize him. There's more division now. I mean, I don't know, maybe there was some people in MAGA who were just having a fucking mental episode and they were like totally down for AI data centers and were upset with the rest of us when we pushed back against the AI section of the Big Beautiful Bill. And they were just so upset when a couple of weeks later that section of the BBB got deleted. Just distraught. Oh, poor baby. But so it's like the same thing on a much grander scale. We got the truth movement conspiracy theorists that know about that plan and understand the dynamics of the Middle East and 9/11 and all this shit. And you got the people who fucking don't. So, because Trump has migrated off of the path of the truth, and we're maintaining the path, they're following him, there's a split. And so, and I said this in videos a long time ago, we have, and I said this about just the normal end of Trump's presidency, when his 8 years is up, when Trump is gone. Are you going to keep your Trump profile picture? Half of this group is Trump profile pictures. Are you going to keep your Trump profile picture after Trump is gone? Why? Bear Independent 2028, blue collar president. If you're a milquetoast Republican who doesn't know shit, you're going to keep the Trump profile picture definitely, because that's the closest you ever got to knowing shit. He said globalism and your ears perked up. What is this globalism he's talking about? Whoa. But so, point is that in order to consolidate our conspiracy theorist takeover of the Republican Party, we needed Trump to stay on the straight and narrow for as long as possible, so that us conspiracy theorist truth movement people could intermingle with milquetoast MAGA and slowly, even if it's just through osmosis and proxy and proximity, wake up milquetoast MAGA and bring them into the fold. So we had this Goldilocks period, all right, where a group like mine, Green Hill Radio, New World Order News, right, is very clearly pro-Trump, and you can see that through scrolling it at the time, before all this bullshit, and I could share it to the other Trump groups with larger memberships, milquetoast Trump groups that don't really talk about much of anything of real significance, most of these groups on Facebook. And they would go, oh wow, it's like the fucking vanguard, the hardened shock troops of MAGA over here. Look how they crunch the bones of the liberals into dust in the info war. And so now when I invite MAGA people with Trump profile pictures to this group, they don't see all these pro-Trump posts. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to continue to vocally, outwardly support Trump in posts simply for the sake of getting more MAGA members. All right? I held back regardless, like anyway, you know what I mean? Like, more than I should have. So now we're at the point of no return, where the MAGA members that I have in this group, there's like two kinds of anti-New World Order people in this group. There's people with anonymous masks and people with Trump profile pictures. And the anonymous masks, when they get invited to this group, they still join. The Trump profile pictures, not so much. Jump cut there, and I'm back. Just had to deal with some bullshit. Anyway. So that's basically it. We've reached the end of the Goldilocks period. If you're still milquetoast MAGA at this point, I don't think you're gonna wake up. Because, like, the reason why it was easy to recruit milquetoast MAGA directly into the core of MAGA, which is the truth movement, whether they realize it or not. The truth movement was inviting to them because the stories we were telling, the things we were outlining were the structures, the stories of you get the point. We'd say something like Trump challenges the Federal Reserve, and through that they're interested because it's about Trump, and then they learn the whole conspiratorial truth about the Federal Reserve. Trump says no new wars, and then as a conspiracy theorist we tell you about how all the wars have been false flags and about the military-industrial complex and all this other shit that you wouldn't get the context from any other source, another mainstream media outlet. Because there's going to be two candidates in 2028. There's going to be the milquetoast MAGA establishment candidate that milquetoast MAGA is going to feel comfortable going along with. It's going to be somebody from the inside, from somebody from the system, whether it be Rubio or J.D. Vance. And then there's going to be the truth movement candidate, whether it be Bear, independent, blue-collar president YouTube, or maybe somebody else, steps up to the plate. So you can't tell who's who out there. It's wild, man. Alright, well, I think that's about it. I still wanted to play that clip of Alex Jones talking about Israel and Iran nuclear war from way back in the day. It's on here if you want to come and find it. I think I might have even scrolled past it. Huh. Oh well. Regardless, it's one of those things. Peace, y'all. Subscribe. Go check out the group on Facebook if you want to skip all the scrolling YouTube's bullshit. And see you next time.